like cash. Wake up and I feel like M's. My foot stays pressed on the gas. I'm glad I don't feel like them. They might just get flexed on. Got that spice like Szechuan. Can't be touched, I'm Teflon. Once I met Zac Efron. Go hard for the bros and the bros hot mom. Don't think for a sec that I won't drop on. Wanna stay for the show? Just log on to RoneDotCom. Get knocked off and we still rock on. Come to the pound, see a real top dog. Wanna stay for the show? Then just log on to RoneDotCom. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm here. You hear me? Hell yes, I don't hear myself, but RoneDotCom, another day. Oh yeah, there I am. Here I am. Let's go. Another day in fucking paradise. RoneDotCom. We're out here in Chicago, and what a beautiful day it is. So fired up. Fire off one time in the chat, bro. Fire off one time in the fucking chat. Run it up for yourselves. One time in the fucking chat. One time in the chat, please. The least you could do. One time in the fucking chat. Fucking guns off. One time in the chat. We're in fucking Chicago. A beautiful city. Bang, bang, bang. I need to hear everybody that's in here. That type of shit. Ethiopian wedding type of shit. I don't know how you physically write that down, but I need someone to figure out how to write down. Be so nice to be one of the women folk at the Ethiopian wedding, being able to fire it the fuck off. Oh my God. Lao, lao, lao. Yeah, that type shit. But it's a joyful noise. You know what I mean? It's a joyful noise. We're out here in Chicago. I know I'm in Chicago because there's big boys eating ice cream right off the rip. The fucking clock hadn't struck 8 o'clock. There's big boys eating fucking cones. Cake cones. Just going absolutely crazy. That type of shit, okay? Allahu Akbar. Why not? I'm not afraid to say that God's good. I'm not afraid to say God's good all the time. Pretty sure my Christian brothers and sisters say that. Why can't my Muslim brothers and sisters say that? One time. We're in fucking Chicago. Beautiful. I do have, I'm never going to live here in the foreseeable future, but I do have the feeling when I'm driving around that nice feeling of Rone's black scent's going crazy today. I turned it up. I did the focus polls. I said, what do you boys need? They said more black scent. I said, dial that bitch up to a fucking billion. One demographic that does not get enough shit for hitting the black scent, and that is white women. White women, every time they're like, it's giving, or it's the, for me, they're getting that from gay white men, and the gay white men are getting that from the black women. The white women are using the black scent as well. Let that not get swept under the rug. The white women are complicit in all of this. Let's not wave the hand away. Let's not turn a blind eye. The white women have used the black scent. It's giving appropriation. It's giving stealing from other cultures. Even this move that is of the black woman culture because of longer nails, which black women had first. And when you have long nails like this, you cannot make a fist. I know that because on the Yak one time, I had to get long nails for a week. God damn, is it nice to get out here. We need to get Tex on the show for old time's sake. And then the next comment is fatwa. And that's funny because I'm pretty sure there's a fatwa on Tex. I'm pretty sure that Tex is not allowed to be on this show. I'm pretty sure that Tex is not allowed to be on Barstool content right now for reasons that I probably can't even get into. But it was funny hearing Casey Rocket on Mook Can't Sleep saying that he was a direct report to Tex. Because I remember Tex being in there with 150 Viceroys on the line being like, you fucking got this, man. That's a big-ass lip in his lip. You fucking got this. Just fucking bust your ass out there. But they're not going to let me. But Tex, I mean, I stayed on good terms with Tex longer than anybody. I do that. I do a decent job of that, staying on good terms with people who have left. Except for my sister's publicity and Alex Bennett. Isn't it funny how much they've blown up? And then isn't it also funny that the bro Graham Bennett is one game away from a ship? I feel like nobody, and shout out to Eileen Bennett, I don't know if that, no relation, but Graham Bennett is one game away from winning a ship. I don't want to say anybody fumbled any bags, but that's the extra ring. You get a ring for getting married, and then you get an extra ring for... I would love to be able to get my brother... I don't think Alex Bennett is all-time fumble. I think Alex Bennett's like actually thriving in her career right now. That being said, Graham Bennett, her namesake, no relation, is having a good little run too. I'm rooting for the Thunder because of them. I asked my wife, who are you rooting for? She's like, yeah, Graham. I didn't even fucking remember. I didn't even put two and two together. I don't think it's a fumble. I think that she's thriving in content in a way that she always wanted to be thriving in content. They said, Rone's not fully black because he says ship, not chip. Are we still fucking doing this? Are we still doing the ship versus chip? The word is championship. The word's not championship. The word's championship. If we're truncating words, if we're cutting down a word, it's fucking championship. Goofy ass. Hip hop. Hip hop. It started off in the park. That's a fact. That's a fucking fact. I love the fucking energy. I got good energy today, too. I got a fucking type energy today, too. My brain's flying around. Add something to the yak wheel today. Maybe. You know what I mean? We have people coming in here. I don't know if my brother Brandon Walker is going to be coming in here. I'm pretty sure Big Cat is going to be coming in here at some point. Yo, what's soaking, Rone? I'm so confused. That's putting a penis in a vagina and letting it sit there with no humping. That's simple. You're staying in NC, not taking the bags to move to Chicago is an all-time fumble. Maybe. Is that Lucas? The thing is, I'm not going to move to Chicago, and I love it out here. I love the energy. That's what I was saying earlier. I love the city. I have a slight feeling of Sonder when I drive around, which, of course, is the distinct feeling that everybody is living a unique life experience outside of your own, that every person you pass has a full story. Sometimes I get Sonder when I'm cutting into a fucking piece of chicken. Sometimes I get Sonder, and I'm like, I wonder what it was like when this chicken was born. I wonder if this chicken felt love for their mother or whatever. And I get sad. And I say, make it 2 chickens, okay? I'm going to need to drown my sorrows sometime. But I was never going to happen. Horizon Fios. Thanks for calling him Chay VP. It's weird how shady and mean your coworkers are to Chay and Nikki Smokes. I mean, I think there's some level of bit to it. I think it's weird when I see like interns come in and try to like shit on like Nikki Smokes. I was watching the Chicago intern video and they're like, yeah, I just can't stand Nikki Smokes. It's like, bro, your spot's not solidified in here yet. I think it's like almost appealing to the comment section, and I get that the comment section isn't always wrong, but I also think that I would prefer to kind of zag when everybody has the same opinion. Like, it's not a monolith, and everybody's not always right all the time. I don't think that if everybody hates Stephen Chay or if everybody hates Nikki Smokes, that means that they're 100% right. Doesn't mean they're 100% wrong. Does not mean that they are 100% right. And I love Stephen Chay. Like, as a person, I think that he is one of the best. Like, if I'm getting a beer with somebody, he is in my top 10% of Barstool people to get a beer with. Full stop. I also fuck with Nikki Smokes heavily. But I also see where people are coming from in that these people have turned up their content personality to a point where it will bother people sometime. Whatever. That is what it is. Stephen Chay is as a rage bait merchant right now. I think that your rage trigger finger might be very itchy. I don't think that Chay is a rage bait merchant. I think he's a volume shooter with unique ideas, and you get angry when he misses a 3-point shot. Any idea on the best steak in Chicago? You go to my Uncle Tim's house, okay? My Uncle Tim, he'll throw some steaks, some brats on the stove, some kielbasa, some Polish sausage on the stove right there for you. Uncle Tim, get you right in the backyard. Go over to the water park, have a nice day there. Take about a 5-minute walk back to Tim's house. You'll get some steaks in the backyard. He'll grill up some burgers, pasta salad inside the house, no shoes inside the house. That type of shit. You see, War Mode is going to be a father. Did see that. Shout out to Spud. Shout out to Spud, dude. Did you guys see that? Spud's going to be a dad. I'm almost positive that War Mode came on Warm Ones, heard me wax poetic about being a dad, and they started dumping loads immediately. They went in there and shot the club up. They went in there with their penises full of sperm and said, into a woman's vagina that they lovingly are now going to raise a child with. Shout out to War Mode. Shout out to Spud. And that is a sign of their financial independence. No bigger recession indicator than people stopping having babies. No bigger indicator of a potential upturn than the boys from War Mode having children. Fire it off in the fucking chat for Spud one time. One time, fire it off. But as I was saying, I don't even know what I was saying. The ADD is ping, 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 going fucking crazy right now. Billy has 15 dogs. I was never going to move to Chicago. My family is on the East Coast. My dad is in great health, and he is one of the most youthful guys, but he is also, just like everybody else, as old as he's ever been. And I was talking to him one time, and he was like, dude, New York is far enough. Like, I get to drive up and see you. Like, I'd be fucking heartbroken if you moved to Chicago. Yeah, I want to be by my dad. I want to be by my friends from home. I want my wife to be by her friends. They're still, like, the other people that I do Son of a Boy Dad with are out there. I have roots on the East Coast. My grandmother's from New York. My aunts, they're from New York. My dad's from New York. My dad lives in Philly. All of my friends are in Philly. And it's an hour-and-a-half ride to most of my friends. It would be significantly harder to pop out and see people if I was out here in Chicago. And you know what I mean? I had to make a decision, and it's a hard decision. If you guys think it's a bag fumble, maybe. But I guarantee I'm going to bust my ass. I guarantee that I'm going to use all of my free will to make sure that it's not a bag fumble on my part. But I'm 100% aware of the criticisms, and I'm 100% aware of people thinking that. And so I need to make sure that I'm on my fucking grizzly, dude. I need to make sure that I'm out here getting it. And as I'm out here, my brother TJ's like, bro, you've been grinding. My brother TJ, producer of The Axe, been like, you've been grinding. He said, I need you to sit down with Brandon Walker and make him do more out of office stuff. And and you know what? I will. I'll sit Brandon Walker on my knee. I'll sit Brandon Walker on my knee and say, hey, Brandon, let's get out of the office and do some stuff. Let's go to damn Milwaukee, go to a Brew Crew game. Let's go to that old German bar in Milwaukee and make some content there. Not that I'm some content guru, but I know that I'll fail as much as anybody. I know I have one of the least fears of failure. I know I'm bottom 10%. Brandon Walker needs a wake-up call. That's also not true. That's not true at all. Train Brandon Walker to be a battle rapper, that would be interesting. I would do any type of content with Brandon. Brandon's also, I mean, I don't think he's getting a beer with me, but he's on my top 15% of people to share a breakfast scramble with, to go face-to-face and talk breakfast scramble. But it's like, is Brandon going to, like, me and Stephen Chay, we'll just talk sports the entire time. Like, we won't even have to crack into personal stuff. Brandon might crack into some, like, inside bar stool. Like, will Brandon talk sports with me like that? That's what I don't know. B90X the return. With Brandon's body type, I almost admire how often that man takes his shirt off. No shade. If you know what I mean. No fucking shade. Who's number one, though? Who's number one to get a beer with? That is actually a fucking tough question. I'll go break up Brandon. I texted him to see if he would come in here. Any cook-offs when you're planned? Who's number one to get a beer with? Maybe fucking, I don't know, bro. Because the people like Donnie, like, Donnie came to mind as one of the people. I don't fucking know. Fights, Eddie, KB. KB would be good. Nikki, Clicky, maybe Nick and KB together. I'd never been so stumped. Eddie would be good. Eddie's super nice. Red Bar. I'd love to get a Red Bar. I'd love to get a beer from Mike with Mike. People don't know that I subscribe to Red Bar. Even when Red Bar's talked about whatever on the show, I don't know if he mentioned us or Pop Punk or whatever. He doesn't know that I'm a watcher, bro. That I'll fucking sit down for 8 hours and I'll have 3 meals over the course of watching Red Bar. My dog, you want to pop over here? You want to say what's up, bro? I'd love to meet you for the first time on camera. Is that cool? Yeah. What are you on the squat rack over there?
I couldn't see who it was.
What's
T-Bob, man.
T-Bob, nice to meet you, bro. I'm Rone, bro. Nice to meet you. Hey, bro, what the fuck are you doing? You got no shoes on over there?
Okay, so I got no.
Are you noodling over there? Is there a catfish hole over there or some shit?
I am, yeah, I guess this really does look like I'm just leaning into all of my southern origins here. No, I am, I'm going to work out, and I had my shoes on, and they were just feeling deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're cumbersome.
Like it wasn't. They're shoes I don't normally wear, but I had left here in the studio from when I freaking shattered my ankle at Barstool basketball tournament.
Go watch that.
And yeah, go watch that. Go watch me get embarrassed by Team Tate yesterday. Shout out Lozano though, dude. Lozano had
on the floor.
On the floor. I felt
She's
like
a hooper,
bro. I felt like Cam Newton just watching the fumble get recovered. Like I was in shame yesterday watching those highlights online.
You got to let her do that. You know what I mean? She's spry. She's young.
Yeah.
You know, you're young yourself. You're still in good shape.
36.
36. I'm in the same boat. 37.
Congrats to you, dude. You just had twins. Huh?
Thank you so much. Yeah,
I got 3 myself, so I know not triplets, but I got 3 myself.
That's
so I
sick.
know the grind.
Where are they?
They're here. We just moved to Chicago, but they are actually they're at the beach with my in-laws for a couple weeks.
Which beach?
Hilton Head. My wife drove them all the way to South Carolina from here. So
oh my God, she's a saint. Shout out to your wife.
Yeah.
How old are they?
They're 7, 5, and 2.
Oh my God.
But see, this is what's interesting about twins. I've always told people this: having kids is like working out. We're like, yeah, you can't just go straight to benching like 405, right? You got to work up. But having twins is kind of like going straight to benching 405.
I've herniated a disc because I tried to power lift too much with these babies. I just put a bunch of plates on either side, and I'm just getting. I'd say I'm getting my ass kicked, but at the same time, I also don't have anything to compare it to.
Yeah, exactly, right? A bit of ignorance is bliss. You only know the twin life, dude.
Right. I jumped right into the deep end, and it is the deep end. So also, I mean, shout out to your wife, shout out to my wife.
Yep.
At home with them for the first time, and she's just like in the trenches, just got a screamer on each arm. But they're good, man. They're doing good. How was the proposition to move up here? Was that like a tough proposition, or was it like a no-brainer?
No. It was a no-brainer. I actually pitched myself to Barstool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like my contract was up at work, and I basically was like, I asked for a raise. They didn't really want to. They just couldn't, whatever.
Didn't see eye to eye.
Yeah. And so I was like, and I told them ahead of time, like, look, I'm gonna do this. If not, I'm gonna reach out to stuff. And so that happened. And so I just, I pitched myself to Dan. Obviously, I've kind of been floating around the ecosystem for a while. I got to come up and do the car wash last year, do the gauntlet and everything when I was in Chicago for work. And so,
it felt like a fit when you came up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then me and Brandon Walker have always got along real well and everything. And shout out Brandon, because I do think he was probably pretty key in getting me up here. But
we have a nice contingent. We have a nice Bayou contingent.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then Megan. So it's also funny because like Mincy used to be the gambling guy on my radio show.
Oh, he was?
Yeah. Then Megan was the gambling girl on my radio show. And then so there's Off the Bench was the morning show that we did in Louisiana. There is a legitimate OTB to Barstool pipeline.
That has now
been established. So whatever. I pitched myself, sent over content. It's a few months back and forth, blah blah blah, and then and at the very beginning, like before I ever sent the text to Dan, I told my wife, I was like, look, if we send this text, We have to be cool with moving.
And did you?
Because, like, if it comes back as a yes, we can't say no because it'll never fucking happen again. Like, this is going to be our one shot. And so we were both on the same page. We said it, and then when Dan told me, I was just like, whoa, let's fucking go, dude.
Oh, my God. How many times did you revise and reword and reread that text? That text is heavy.
You know what's funny? Not too many. I was prepping for my morning show, and some minor annoyance had pissed me off.
Oh, so you were like, I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what, dude? Fuck this shit. I at least gotta like. It finally it was the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. I can't remember what it was. Some minor annoyance pissed me off. And so I didn't have a lot of time to overthink it. I just kind of wrote it, maybe read it a couple times, like, fuck it. Sick.
Was it a pitch or what was it just like, what would it look like?
No, it was like, I just told Dan, I was like, look, man, I'm coming up at 36. I've been doing a 3 to 4 hour daily radio show since I was 23, so about 13 years now.
God damn. How'd they let you do that at 23?
Because I'm a spoiled little bitch. I'm a silver spoon privileged ass bitch.
You're 8 miling yourself right now. You're getting out. You're saying the mean stuff before someone else can say the mean stuff. That's not true. I can tell that's not true.
That is so funny though. I have always called that the bee rabbit.
Yep, 100%.
It's a great technique. But no. Here's how I think about it. I don't people. Here's the thing with like privilege or getting opportunities that you don't deserve. It's nothing to feel guilty about or bad about, but I do like to be cognizant of it. Because when you're cognizant of it, it creates gratitude. And when you're grateful for something, you work your ass off to try to validate that opportunity that somebody gave you that you don't deserve. Right? So it's not a guilt thing. It's a gratitude thing. Look, the thing is, my old man played quarterback for the Saints and the Falcons. And then he went on to be the Saints radio guy.
Is that Archie Manning?
No, Bobby Ager.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, Archie. Look, right?
I'm joking.
No, that's the real first. We're like the Timu, Louisiana Manning family. But
that's so fire, dude. Shout out to your dad. I mean, as a new dad, and I'm sure you feel the same way as a dad too. It would be my fucking honor and pleasure to ever be able to give my kids some type of privilege or leg up.
1,000%.
I would fucking kill
to
give them just a 1 foot head start.
This is a guy who grew up in Cutoff, Louisiana. And really, my grandpa was an amazing man as well, civil engineer. He was a beast. But a guy who grew up in Cutoff, Louisiana, middle class, and just put his body on the line through 15 years of professional football to allow us to live this incredible life. So he became the main Saints radio guy after a few years after he got done playing. And so now he's become a radio legend in Louisiana. So when I got done with school, I played at LSU. I get done, I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't know shit but football. And I started doing some radio in Baton Rouge, and then about a year later, the station he was at, WWL, called me, and they offered me a morning show on their small station when I did not at all deserve one.
That's so awesome.
And so I was like, all right, fuck it. So that's why. So I told Dan, look, I've been doing this every day. So I was 23. And then like right before I got here, my schedule was work at 4:30, work at 5, do radio 7 to 10, do my college football podcast noon to 1, Snaps, shout out Snaps, and then I would do a show with Jim Rome 5 to 6 in the afternoon. So I just basically told him, like, look, like, I'm not any, like,
that's a grind.
We gonna work.
That's a grind.
And like in between that, I'd pick up all the kids from school in the afternoon slate. So that was kind of how I tried to sell myself, and so that's what I'm trying to bring to bear now.
You're super easy to root for, and I also don't completely buy that it was just a nepotism thing with the radio show, because I close my eyes and I listen to your voice, and it's got this nice, beautiful rasp to it. Did you train that, or did that you came out of the womb with the rasp? Was that cigarettes and scotch, or what was it?
Yeah, definitely. This is the cigarettes are definitely a part of it. I'm not a regular smoker, but I absolutely am head over heels in love with tobacco. I used to dip for years, so I eventually had to quit after college. My wife was giving me too much shit, and I know I can't smoke cigarettes all the time. It's an awful idea, but I do enjoy a cheeky cig.
It is so
Here,
nice.
here,
I mean,
here and
especially
there.
pair it with alcohol, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
is an elite, soaring feeling.
It's the absolute best, and I love alcohol too, so that doesn't help either.
Yeah, that's great for the voice. But I've been smoking cigs and alcohol, and I'm still waiting for my balls to drop. You know, what I mean?
Dude,
You know
nah,
what I mean?
Rone.
I'm
Look,
waiting.
man.
I got a woodwind instrument of a voice, and I'm fine with it. I made the most of it.
Yeah, I'm about to say you do a lot with that. You do a lot with that, but everybody hates the sound of their own voice, dude. I did radio. It probably took me like 5 or 6 years of doing radio before I like finally got over all like cringiness of hearing.
No,
myself
bro, your
talk.
voice sounds like a worn-in motorcycle jacket.
Hell
It
yeah.
has like a
Hell
nice
yeah, boss.
leather.
Come on now
How-
you're gassing me up there, Rone. Yeah.
How much Louisiana do you have in you that chat wants you to jig? You know what I mean? Can you hit like if
I could
if the
try.
right if the right song came on, you definitely have sturdy enough ankles for it. Yeah. Yeah, just like that, bro. That looked athletic as hell. That looked good, bro.
To be clear, I love to dance. I have never jigged, and that was a cappella. So keep your judgment to yourself.
I never have either, bro. I feel like they're always hitting some. See, I don't think I could hit the knees the same way. Like
What and then there's always like like when they do that, and then there's I don't know. Maybe that could be a video series, learning to jig. No, Rone, it's cool to meet you though, man, because you
likewise,
are it feels like outside looking in or just talking to people even around here, you were like viewed as one of the supreme talents, both among the people and like the people out there and the people that work inside the building as well.
I think talent's usually a code word for unaccomplished. I think it's a coded way of saying unrealized potential. But I think that the sentiment is super nice. And my whole thing is I just like throw shit at the wall.
Yeah.
And I'll fail my ass off. Like I'm coming out with a video every week on this channel. Some of the videos are going to be hits. Some of them are going to suck ass. And it's like,
yeah.
if they do, say lovey.
And herein lies the challenge of the artiste, right? Willing, you have to, if you want to create, you have to be willing to be vulnerable. And you know this more than anyone. I mean, because dude, freestyle, putting music out there, especially like you pour so much of yourself into it. And then you release it into the wild. And generally, when you've been working on something long enough, it's like you don't even know if it's good or not anymore because you've been working
so
on
close to
listening to it so long. And then there's the reaction. And it can really hurt when it does not go well.
Or even just like you don't know if people, you put so much weight into something that you make and then you put it out there and you're like, is this falling on deaf ears?
Yep.
Are people even receiving this? Like, is there going to be thunderous applause or raucous boos, or is it just going to be indifference? Which is all fun and scary, but I think that a lot of my joy just comes in working. And when I'm like mining for feedback, I think that's when I fall into cycles of unhappiness.
Smart, interesting. Yeah, so you just wrap yourself up in the work.
And it's just like, hey, another video next week, another video next week,
hell yeah,
another
that's
video
very
next
smart.
week.
I'm gonna take that and start to emulate that.
What's your work cycle? I'll let you get back to your workout, but like, what's your work cycle?
No, I'm
gonna be
chilling,
as
dude.
far-
I got nothing. Right now, there's a couple irons in the fire that we'll see if they come to pass or not. I hope they do. But right now, I've just kind of been doing shows wherever, doing a lot of mostly.
Love that.
Titus,
That couch is getting packed.
Yeah, Titus about to go to. It is getting packed, but he's got a baby on the way himself, so
That's
I'll
gonna
probably
be
help.
awesome.
I'll probably help lighten the load there a bit.
You'll thrive there.
We'll do a lot of college football stuff, obviously.
And how will that look with Unnecessary Roughness and the college football show?
I don't know what I'm confirmed in, out, or allowed to say even. So I'm not sure.
Fair enough.
Just know that I will be. I want to be on anything college football because that is my
Bread and
That's
butter.
my speciality. But I could end up.
Is that so? That's twice
Anyway.
I've heard. That almost sounds like a David Attenborough little voice.
It's from playing too much Dungeons and Dragons. Rone.
Is it?
Oh, many different accents I like to dip in and out of. But maybe it's like a defense mechanism too, and I'm just.
But that makes
I don't
me
know,
want
feeling
to
a bit
like
awkward.
that makes me want.
Which I don't feel. I actually feel very comfortable right now.
I want to see a outdoors video that you narrate.
They did make me on Mostly the other day. We read some PGA tweets in that voice, and and we were chasing that David Attenborough,
right?
ghost.
Like the Emperor Penguin.
Yes. The wild Brandon Walker, as you can see, he has clearly been made angry by the challenge of Titus. Blah blah blah.
That's so fucking good, bro.
But yeah, so I'm just filling in, hanging out. Did my mom's basement yesterday. I'm a massive nerd, so that was super. Oh yeah. So that was super fun. Yak's been fun.
Robbie's so easy to root for too.
Yeah, I mean, look, me, Robbie, and Clem are peas in a pod.
Really?
Yeah.
What type of shit do you nerd out? Star Wars?
Everything, bro.
Really?
My number one would be Lord of the Rings. When I was 11 years old and I saw Fellowship of the Ring in theaters when it came out, like you hear people talk about being a kid in 77 when A New Hope came out and what that felt like.
Same vibe for you?
I exited the theater and knew that I just had a life-changing moment.
And that explains the no shoes right now.
Like, yeah, exactly, just straight Hobbit style. But like, I felt like my hair was on fire. Like, I saw it at noon, and so it was noon to 4 because it was so long. And I immediately made my oldest sister take me back that night, 8 to midnight.
What?
And watched it again. And I went on my honeymoon to New Zealand to go to the Shire and everything.
So is your wife down with all this, or she just is like an enabler?
She is not. She is somewhat nerdy, not nearly as.
Got it.
I sold her on the New Zealand trip because she's a photographer.
Ooh.
And it's got unbelievable topography, and the tour went all through the North and South Island. So that was the and she likes Lord of the Rings, fine, I suppose. But
that's awesome.
But yeah, so like Lord of the Rings 1, Star Wars, and then anything else. I mean, fucking Harry Potter. I love Warhammer Fantasy and 40K. I love painting miniatures. I love Dungeons and Dragons. Like, there's just not
what a multifaceted individual.
Video
you
games. And then my recent obsession for the last 5 years has been chess, which we're getting Barstool Chess going. So if you want to be a part of it.
I'm not nice at chess. My dad was good at chess. My dad is good at chess. Francis and Seth, the two dudes I do Son of Boy Dad with, both religiously play chess.
Oh, let's go, dude. Maybe we can get a little Boston-Chicago match going or something.
That would be fun.
Or a New York-Chicago match. Yeah, it was fun. I got to, I've been trying to weasel my way in to the chess.com ecosystem for years now. And Barstool finally, I've done some work with them, but Barstool finally gave me the big push. And so a couple of days ago, they had this tournament, Blitz Champs, which is all NFL players in a tournament, and I got to co-host it. It was 5 hours.
That's so sick.
Fucking awesome.
Who was the best?
Justin Reed, who now plays for the
Safety?
Saints. Yeah, safety. He's been on the Chiefs. Beat Kyler Murray in the final for the second year in a row.
Really?
Yeah, real strong showing by Justin Herbert as well. But Reed is so good, and it's crazy because he's there in his office, and on his desk behind him, he has the Blitz Champs trophy from last year that he won, the chess one, and then there's just 2 Lombardis. And now he'll have 2 Blitz Champs trophies and 2 Lombardi trophies there.
Blitz Champ, I mean, that's an individual award. It might have more weight than the Lombardi.
It is kind of funny in that way that, yes, like there is something to be said about, and he's good. He's really, really good. Way better than me. There's something to be said about, I think, putting work into your own thing, like you're saying, and then winning your own thing for sure.
Multifaceted and cerebral individuals like that will always have a leg up. That's fucking sick.
And I mean, look, he went to that's what's funny. Like out of the 8 players, like 3 went to Stanford, 1 went to Northwestern. Turns out if you're smart and you go to a smart school, you end up being pretty smart. Who would have guessed? Not LSU.
A ton of sense. Not Penn State either. I'm a Penn State man.
Oh, let's go, dude. I don't think I knew that.
We have
big year for y'all, dude.
Well, last year was supposed to be a big year. I like our backfield. I like our quarterback. Lost some heat on the D line. Obviously,
y'all just gotta get some speed, man. We need some receivers.
Yeah,
you gotta give Aller some receivers, bro. If he had that, you'd be straight. You'd be good to go.
You think he's like a top 10, top 15 pick next year?
Absolutely, even if he doesn't play well.
Really?
Yeah, bro. He's got Josh Allen disease. He's just a massively bodied white guy.
Yeah.
Just thick, giant, rocket arm. Like Josh Allen he may be the exception, but he's created a dangerous precedent for all these GMs, the I can fix him precedent.
Yeah, because he got fixed too.
99% of the time you can't.
Right.
A toxic man is a toxic man, and you should break up with him and leave him behind. A guy who fucks a ton of girls is going to keep fucking a ton of girls, but every now and then,
and just because Stacy got her boyfriend right, just because he's on the straight and narrow, doesn't mean that you're going to be able to do the same thing with your man.
But then you look at Aller and you're like, I don't know, dude. He's like 6'5". I think I can.
Yeah.
I think I can. But then again, look, I think Aller's good. I just think, I do think he is kind of held back by a lack of receiver talent. Though I like Kotelnicki.
Yeah.
It's a fun name to say.
Wait, see that? I'm not a.
He's the OC.
He's the OC.
Yeah, and
who's the guy that transferred from Syracuse or Tennessee? Who transferred to Penn State?
Receiver.
Yeah.
If it was from Syracuse, it could have been Pena. He's tall. He was a beast.
So it might be Pena.
I'm not sure Tennessee. I also haven't done, because I haven't been doing my college football pod the past few weeks, and because it's like June, I have not done my full season deep dive on like what.
Well, the summer blockbusters are coming out. You need to be able to nerd out on that so you can be fresh.
Yes.
When it comes to college football.
Exactly. And just moving up here has been quite an adventure in its own right. I'm so excited to be in a city that
Pena. They're saying it's Pena.
It's Pena? Okay, yeah, there
Pena.
you go. Trevor Pena. I was a little sad because I really liked last year's Syracuse team. It was a fun team, way overachieved, Fran Brown. But, look, who in life doesn't want to get a raise and a promotion when they do well? So, like, I'm not mad at any of these college kids leaving, going to get more money, going to a better team, because, like, that's just how life works.
And that boy Kyle McCord could spin the ball a little bit. I think that he was a little bit slept on, or he just was a victim of the circumstances at Ohio State. I think Ohio State still would have won a championship with.
He was just a victim of expectation. And like, credit Will Howard for stepping into what was an unbelievable burden of expectation and getting it done. But McCord was, their stats were actually shockingly similar in the regular season.
Right.
And honestly, they had similar regular seasons, even with Will Howard losing to Michigan at the end. It's just that we had a new playoff system that was a bit more forgiving and friendly.
Didn't McCord get drafted above Howard too? I think McCord was 5th round, Howard 6th.
Probably, yeah. I think McCord's a better. Either time you're a 5th or 6th round prospect, you're pretty dispendable. But yes, I think he's a better NFL prospect.
Dude, I love talking ball with you. You know more about. I'm a draft guy. I'm really a draft guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I am not a draft guy.
That's my main focus when I'm looking at.
How does that work? How did you find yourself becoming a draft guy?
Remember the magazines that you could get? I was just buying the magazines, just like scouring through. And I'm just a pro guy. I always want to know who like the next guys up in pro are. So
that makes sense.
I like to watch college teams, but I more have an eye towards who the next guys are.
Oh no, wait. It's all coming together now. It's the Howie Roseman effect.
Yeah.
You're watching this GM deep dick and manipulate the entire NFL, including straight up pillaging my New Orleans Saints multiple times over.
That was nasty.
You're watching Howie do all this, and you're just getting greedy, knowing that he's gonna You want to know about the next best players that he's going to somehow draft late in the first round, even though they should be like a top 5 pick.
Stealing Darren Sproles was one thing. Stealing Malcolm Jenkins was another thing. But that trade where you guys gave up the future first-round pick.
So fucking dumb.
Brutal.
So fucking dumb, dude. I do not understand it.
I'm gonna have
unreal.
I'm gonna have you tag out for Big Cat.
Let's go, baby.
You're
Rone.
the absolute man.
Fucking pleasure, dude. Sorry,
Appreciate
Dan.
you,
I think
my
I made it a
beast.
little sweaty, dude.
That's what you do with everything.
He sweats up everything.
Sweats up everything. He's a Southern boy. Dude, that's just living in Louisiana. Louisiana is just wet. 99% of the time.
That just stuck to his
I remember I
ear.
was talking to Van Lathan once, and he's like, when I moved to LA, I just, like, for the first time in my life, I realized you don't always have to be wet. He's like,
that there's options of
He's like, I
dryness.
lived like the first 25 years of my life just wet.
It is fucking insane. Just how sticky it is.
Yeah.
Just I get a vicious under tit sweat anytime that I'm down there. I'll be honest with you though, it is significantly more climate. What's the opposite of inclement? It's more clement.
We're not word guys, as we learned last night from the savory debacle that took place on the dozen.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But it's so much nicer in Chicago weather-wise right now than in New York.
The summer in New York is horrendous.
Well, it's not even nice out yet.
Oh, you guys just had rain?
It's rained on every weekend since November 16th in New York.
Yeah, because it's actually funny. It's like the New York weather, I'd say fall New York versus Chicago, New York is about a push. Winter obviously better in New York, spring better in New York, summer better in Chicago.
Yeah, probably.
Because it just smells like piss in New York, and it's so hot in the concrete jungle. Like that's why people leave New York City during the summer, you know?
Yeah,
When
to
I'm
go to
gonna
the
tweet out the link,
Hamptons.
too.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Let's see the conversation we can carry while we both try to get on our phone to tweet out a link.
I already fired it off, sad
shit.
to say, but I was prepared to like just say nonsense words. You are a master of that, or just being like, talk for a second.
Yeah, talk for a second. Talk
Well,
amongst yourselves.
Well, I bumped it.
Or just, you know what? Let silence happen. We don't do enough silence.
I don't.
Podcasts.
I don't at all. Especially on this show, I'm like, I don't know if I'm a nervous yapper or I don't want there to be any dead air. I think on streams there can be dead air.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
you see how you didn't even let it happen right there? Like there goes about to be dead air, and you have a.
That felt good right
It
there.
did, but we did.
All right,
That
wait,
was maybe
major-
4
major-
seconds.
Major Yak trivia announcement. Team Yak. We have a major announcement coming up.
Yeah, we have a big trivia announcement. We embarrassed ourselves last night.
It was actually I was thinking about it last night, which is so sad that I was, letting it consume my thoughts when I was home. But it was for people who've watched the Dozen Trivia, and Jeff does an incredible job. Our Team Yak is almost always like the 4th or 5th best team. We're consistently a very good team, never a great team.
Yes.
But if you watch us and you know us, there are signs to when we're having a bad game, and we hit literally all of our signs last night. Where it was like Chay not reading questions.
Yep.
Getting into a big hole. Like not using our double at the right time.
Misunderstanding words.
Yeah,
Me not knowing what division the AFC North is.
Hey, using our 30 seconds to answer the question to debate the difference between sweet and savory.
Yeah,
Like
was
that
bad.
actually happened during the game.
It's so humbling to get your ass kicked in the dozen.
And we fought back. We I was thinking about it. If we had just gotten the John Kitna thing, we would have been 1 point behind at the end.
And
we would have been 1 point behind with 2 rounds to go.
And there's definitely a path to victory. And I don't know how I don't know fucking John Kitna, dude. That was like my prime Madden years. Of course I know fucking John Kitna.
I know.
It's embarrassing and shameful to not have gotten that right. And I also just I think of myself unfairly, I think I always have, as a smart person. And the more I play, the more I come to the realization that I'm very middle of the pack with everything.
I'm what you just said. Take it down like 2 levels.
Yeah, but
I think I'm a smart person. I still think I'm a smart person, but when it comes to trivia, I have realized that I am below the pack, below the whatever the zero war is. I'm a negative war.
But there's an important distinction we need to have with you, because this is one of my favorite quotes, is the only true sign of intelligence is being able to get what you want in life.
Oh, who said that?
I don't fucking know, but it's a good ass quote.
That's a really good quote.
And so
wait, I thought you were quoting me. I was like, dude, that is some nefarious shit.
No.
Machiavelli bullshit right there.
No, but I was so
It's kind of a little bit like assaulty what you just said.
being able to get what you want.
Yeah, like that sounds like
whenever you want.
We're going to take it.
Yeah,
if you don't give it to us, we will take it.
We will take it. But so by that metric, you are the smartest person at Barstool.
Getting what you want,
because you have been able to achieve personal success. You have an incredible family. You've been able to achieve professional success, and you have been able to achieve success in that you come to a job every day that is designed in your like image and like.
I threw out a deep conversation topic yesterday on the Yak, which everyone didn't really like. It was we kind of moved on from it, but I was
you have to shoot on the Yak. You have to shoot.
I shot it, and everyone was like, everyone made like jokes right away, and just like, all right, we won't actually have this conversation. But I've actually been struggling with the thought of knowing that right this second, and this second could last for a couple of years, whatever. But I think I'm in the best time of my life, and like 20 years from now, I will look back and I will think of this. So having the understanding that you're in it and trying to enjoy it as much as possible, because it's a combo of both like what's going on here, like personal success, financial success, but also like my children being a certain age where every kid, they get to their teenagers and they don't want to hang out with their parents anymore. So it's like when I'm 70, I'm going to be like, man, you know what I really wish I could do? I wish I could like sit on the Yak, come on RoneDotCom, watch some games with the boys, get some ice cream, go home to my 6'4" and 2-year-old. Like that will be the mental picture I take, that I will be like, oh, if I could go back to that day for one time.
Yes.
And then now, like having that sit in my brain is pretty heavy. You know what I mean? Because then you're trying to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to dwell on it so much that it like
it's like you want to savor the food in your mouth.
Right.
It's like, oh, I'm going to have to swallow this at some point, but I want to make sure that while I'm having this, it's like, yeah, I need to recognize this. It's so crazy that you said that, because ever since I became a dad, I wanted to keep, like, I've never journaled before, but I want
so
to, like,
smart. I should have done this.
I want to, like, keep something not just for myself, but to be able to pass down, so I could like tell my kids like how it was or whatever. And so this is June 13th, Friday, 8:42 right now, 8:42 p.m. I know, first sentence, I know I'm in the prime of my life. I could tell by how old people look at me when I'm with the babies. The older man that will stop and be like, how many months? The waitress that tears up when she tells us about her son, about how he's all grown up, but they still talk on the phone. The mom who walks by us eating dinner and she pulls her daughter closer after she sees us with the babies, and they will all kill to be back where I am right now.
Yes.
It basically was the same.
That's it. And it's so... All right, so I by the way, remind me after, I have a spin zone for you about twins.
Okay.
No, I'll say it right now. The journaling of like remembering your twins. I know it's very hard to have twins and like two at once and all that stuff, but I will say you will do, because they're both technically, I guess one's technically your firstborn,
right,
but they're both kind of your firstborn.
Yep. You're
going to do a really good job of like remembering all the firstborn things with both of them. Whereas when you have 3 kids, the care of like remembering and capturing moments diminished so hardcore.
I've heard that.
Like my youngest, like I don't think we took little booklets of like things they liked when they were 1 and all this stuff. His has like 1 page. Like he doesn't. It's the birth order. Like is so funny when you actually watch it from the other side.
Yeah.
It's like when we moved to our new house, like we didn't baby-proof anything for my youngest.
He'll be fine.
He's fine. The
tough.
kid has hit his head like 7,000 times.
And he's
like
more resilient for that.
Yes. But anyway, so I was having the same thought. I've touched around this thought before, because when we moved into our house, the people we bought it from literally had the same like boy, girl, boy, and they built the house when they were like young. And then they were moving out, and it's like almost like a passing of like someday we will sell this house when our kids are in college. But I don't know what to do with like the understanding of like you're in this moment. Like you wrote on June 13th, like you're in the prime of it. Like, what do you do with it? It's something I struggle with when I think about like my own intelligence. The way I would describe my own intelligence is that I'm not smart enough. I'm smarter than the people that think Malcolm Gladwell's a genius. Okay, I'm smart enough to know Malcolm Gladwell's like bullshit. I'm not smart enough to tell you why.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I can't rationalize. I'm like, that's
I can't
dumb.
explain it.
But in a debate, he'd wash you.
Yeah, right.
Like, I know you're dumb, dude.
Right.
I know you're fucking dumb.
I'm not walking around being like, dude, if I just fucking do 10,000 hours of this, I'm gonna be the best ever. Like,
David actually can beat Goliath because the title of the book says so.
Right. So that's where I land with this like epiphany of like you're in the best time. Like I'm smart enough to realize I'm in the best portion of my life. Now I don't know what the fuck to do with that information.
I think just that gratitude, I think, is the only thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, flowers are pretty because they like, die. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No, it is immense gratitude. It's a lot of, like, being like, man, this is, like, trying to complain less, trying to just be, like, I would trade, like, never in a million years would I expect to have, like, be in this spot, you know?
Yeah, and that's why we can't get that mad when we get smoked in the dozen.
Correct.
That's why we can't get that pissed off when everybody's like, you're actually fucking stupid as shit.
I know. I replied to a couple people.
You did?
Just one guy was like, I'm shocked he's so bad at college football trivia. I was like, dude, I'm fucking bad at all trivia. Like, I hope that people realize that, like, you and Chay, if you had a competent third person, you would probably win the whole thing. I'm not a competent third person.
No, you're captain of the year.
But I'm not good at trivia both. Like, someone's like, oh, it's easier when they can't look up the answers. It's like, dude, I suck when we're at home, when we're in live. Like, I'm good for like one or two random answers, maybe a game, maybe, but like that's it.
We're locking in today, though.
Yeah, so we have an announcement.
We're locking in today. I'd like you to do the announcement.
All right, so this is a situation where it's you hear NFL players talk about this a lot. Like, you don't retire from the game retires you. Today we have a match against the Riders, Kelly Keegs, Rico, and Kevin. Good team, obviously playoff worthy team,
top 8 team.
But in terms of personal pride, I think that our team, if we played them 10 times, we should beat them 10 times. And that's no offense to them, but I'm just saying, like, I do think that of our team. If you ask me, could we beat the experts, 3 times out of 10? Probably not. They're that much better than us.
Right. We've beaten them
levels.
before, but there's
levels
not 10 times, not 2 times.
So today, and we've talked on our text chain, me, you, and Steven. Today, the Yak will be taking part in a full retirement match. If we do not win this game, we all walk away from the dozen forever because we're that confident we're going to win.
Wow.
I do not want to leave the dozen. I want to keep playing trivia, but our confidence, and we need to put our backs against the wall.
Yep.
We need to say we have to have pride as a team that we will not lose. That will keep the levels intact. That we will beat the Riders soundly. And then when we have to play the Minahan or Booze Ponies, we'll probably lose because the levels will come back into play.
But we have to beat the teams that we can beat on our schedule. Lose or go home forever.
Because if we lose to the Riders today, it's over. We're done. We're never going to be, you know what I mean? What are we playing this for?
We're
the game
Phoenix
is retiring
Suns.
us.
It's like, yeah, we have a nice big 3 on our team, but like the Phoenix Suns aren't going to fuck it. They're not winning anything.
I'm Bradley Beal in this.
No,
sure. Yes, I am. No, I'm
Kevin
Bradley
Durant.
Beal. I'm 100% Bradley Beal, and I'm fine with being Bradley.
No, you're
Bradley
Kevin
Beal made a
Durant
lot of
on this
money.
team. Yeah, Bradley Beal is a very rich man. That's a max contract guy. But we need to. But that's almost like if the Phoenix Suns were like, we need to win this year.
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns aren't even going to win this year, but we need to win just this one match.
Right. Because if we don't, then we just have never, like, we're just never going to win anything. And so what are we doing? Like, you're in the game to win. You're not in the game to just, we're in it to win it. And if we can't win this game, we got to retire.
Yeah, we have to put it together. We have to focus the fuck in. I don't know what it was that I wasn't even able to, like, when I'm getting called on for other things. I think the screen is too small.
I think the screen's too small.
That's one thing. If I'm going to throw an excuse out there, if I'm going to bitch about it.
I have. If we're doing excuses, and we're not an excuse team,
of course not.
I have been drinking the cannabis drinks. and at night, and I did have 1.5 of those before the game because I was like, I think I'll be fine. I wasn't. My brain was not sharp as a.
I might have been hitting the Benjamin as well.
Yeah, but today's a 3:00 game, so there won't be any
not
of
gonna
that.
Be that late day fog.
The late day fog.
We're fathered.
Listen. If we lose today and we retire, the reason that we retire will be like career-ending injury. Too many kids. We have too many kids on our team. We have 8 children that we have to take
that
care
is
of.
so insane.
3 of us.
What team has more kids than us?
I don't think there's a team that has more kids than us.
There's no team that we're the most kids per capita by far.
I'm trying to think. Who's large on a team with?
He's Gen XYZ. No, he's on with like Vibs. And
we're by far the most kid team. Yeah. So we will retire as fathers, being like our brains don't work anymore.
We'll walk off like Shredder with the little teenage
career-ending injury.
Around us.
Too many kids,
brain injury, and that's fine. We're fucking pushing ourselves.
We're gonna win today. That's the thing. Is like I'm not even worried about retiring because we are going to win at 3:00 today.
There's the chat said Kirk has over 10,000 kids.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Wait, Kirk is. Oh no, he's with Robbie now. So yeah,
no kids.
No, I don't think there's
kids. Clemmer and Robbie are.
I don't think there's any team.
Clem has multiple kids, but he's with Eddie and Dave. No kids over there.
The only one that could maybe come up next to us is the Marty's team with like David Andrews and Yandel, and they're like the worst team in the league. So there it is. Kids are crippling.
It is. They're the kryptonite.
This is a game. This is a game for fatherless and motherless. Or sorry. What's the word I'm looking for? Not fatherless. Kidless.
See, we're not good with words. That's just not how we're built.
Just watch back the savory and sweet. We literally had a question that asked for a savory snack, and Stephen Chay said it has to be a brownie, and then we took our 30 seconds of time debating the definition of savory.
I'm pretty sure I said.
And then I went with brownie.
I was like, brownie, but I don't think that's savory. And then he was like, no, I think it is.
And I knew from the start that savory, I was like, because Steven has a really good ability of like, because he's this interesting cat where he always comes out on top. So even though I knew the definition of savory, when Steven said savory means sweet, I'm like, no, it doesn't. But also, you're always right somehow, so maybe it does. Like that's what he has the effect on my brain.
He would wind up just being correct about that, but we have to compartmentalize, and that's what's going to make you a good captain. That's what Dave, to his credit, is very good at with his team. He'll just he can see through his team's bullshit and waffling, and just be like, no, that's the right answer.
Nothing
no, that's the right answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
That one started the tenor of the game.
Yeah,
in an interesting note.
Pointing out ticket sales.
I think that was the first time it ever dawned on Dave.
And then I saw Jeff rewriting all the questions for it to be significantly harder on us.
Dave was like, "Oh shit, am I a big draw?" Oh fuck.
He still thinks of himself as Common Man Dave.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize he's putting people through the door. By the way, T-Bob, stud.
Oh yeah, he's
great
the man.
find.
He is the man. Yeah, no, T-Bob has been friends. We've been friends with T-Bob for 5-6 years, and he when his contract was up at his radio station, he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, I would love to come to Barstool." I was like, "Let me talk to Dave. Let's see if we can figure it out." They met at the Super Bowl, and then it's like everything. Like T-Bob's so talented. It's just
and he has a wide array of interests too.
Why? I mean, he played at LSU and he's like a Star Wars freak.
Yeah, he went on My Mom's Basement yesterday.
Yeah,
that's so fucking.
He's a chess and Star Wars freak.
Yeah, that's such a nice just duality of man that you have right there.
Yeah.
What do you mean finding a spot? Like, is it a salary spot or a desk?
No,
like a place.
A thing to do.
A thing to do.
Because like I do think sometimes we will hire with no plan, and that's not fair to the people we hire. Where we just throw them in and we're like, oh yeah, just figure it out. Like, just do whatever. And it's just like, that doesn't set them up for success.
100%. It's almost like it's like you want to bring someone in with a show to do, but like if that show doesn't work,
you're right.
Like that's a very hard.
And I think like this is why I love this show. It's genius what you're doing. Like I don't think a traditional. We're kind of maxed out on traditional podcasts.
I couldn't do another podcast.
Although Son of a Boy Dad is one of my favorites. It's in my heavy rotation now.
That's so nice of you.
I just can't get enough of Sass and Francis's relationship.
And
you're the perfect person to be like facilitating that. But it's just, I think we said it on the Yak when Francis was here a couple weeks ago. It literally is just Charlie Brown. Like he just, like Sass just comes and yanks the football, like right when you think they're going to be friends.
Yeah.
Sass would be like, nope.
He just agreed to go stay at Francis's house for before the Ryder Cup, and he said that he would have a 2-day sleepover with him, and then now he has stopped answering Francis. We have like a chat BCC conversation about it, and like he won't answer Francis anymore, and he's bailing on these massive plans. He Charlie Browned him again.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna give you a little morsel of friendship, and then right when you think it's happening, and that's just the beauty of Sass is like. He is I think he's the number one lust after guy at Barstool. Like, I just want his approval, and he'll never give it. Ever.
It's like very hot girl. It's like he's like a 90s model who you just want to impress, but you just won't even won't give you the time of day.
I've spent a lot of time with Sass. I consider him a friend. I think if you asked him, he'd be like, no, Big Cat's lame.
Well, he has a little bit of Frank the Tank. Remember early on in Frank the Tank when you'd be like, hey, Frank, how's it going? And he would always give you half. So he'd be like, hey.
Yeah.
Like Sass will kind of always give you like a little bit less than what you give him, which makes you have to go a little bit more to meet him in the middle, and it's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
While I have you here, I would like to do a little a Godfather families meeting up and squashing the beefs between Mook Can't Sleep.
Oh yeah,
Fishbowl.
Yeah.
I'd like to speak on behalf of women.
I would say that was probably the least memorable beef that we've had at Barstool. No, I don't. They shouldn't have taken that shot at the girls at Fishbowl, and then so I went in when they were having it out. I went in to try to break up the tension because I watched it. I was watching it, and I was like. You know Barstool better than anyone. Like, if it's gonna be beef, it has to be real beef. It has to like gloves are off, or it has to be funny. And they were in that like terrible gray zone of like kind of denial on one side, kind of we're not really mad, but we are mad, and it's like this is just gonna be a conversation that goes nowhere and everyone loses.
Yeah, so it's like a light enough shot, but also everybody has to have thick enough skin to be able to take it, but also. I'm the number one person that is stirring the pot.
Yeah,
I'm out here fucking trying to make beef out of something just because I think that that's helpful for the shows. So as soon as we have the beef and people are moving farther apart, we have a situation that's going to bring people closer together.
Yeah,
and that's the budding Danny Smokes and Jackie relationship. And so it's like. It's almost like the Capulets and the Montagues. You know, it's like you send your best boy, we send our best lady, and love is in the air.
I think the problem we have too is that we've like vanquished all of our opponents from outside. We need a good fight from the outside. We haven't had one in a while.
I know.
You know
what is it? What is it? The last one was the Plinko, stuff, or is it like
which was that?
Or not the Plinko, the fucking Sporkle.
Oh yeah, Sporkle, yeah, but that was even like not good enough. Like we need a common enemy because that's when we like all rally, and we just haven't had it because we've just wasted everyone.
Yeah, and
we have like people have been preying on Barstool's downfall for decades, and we just are still here.
And still like hiring people and like
Deadspin, SB Nation, The Chive, like all these sites, Bro Bible, like Total Frat Move, like. All these sites that were hot and like they're like, oh yeah, like Barstool won't make it. And it's like, well, we kind of made it, and now what do we do?
I also think that Barstool is one of the last standing companies that's a group of people. I think a lot of companies that are like a bunch of people together have fallen by the wayside, and I think that people are becoming way more independent, and it's harder to like, are we going to put the concentrated weight of Barstool against like just against like Nick Fuentes,
right? Like
just talking into a microphone or some shit like
right. And it's just, it is interesting because we are definitely unique in that way where it's like, I think about it sometimes where it's like, PFT and I could just do PMT and that could be our only job and we would have great lives, but it's like I would miss everything else that comes with Barstool. You know what I mean?
It's
like
also
the camaraderie and like the group dynamic, like because you think about it, like the podcasts that are kind of on that level are all like either solo guys or like pairs that's all they do. That's their only job.
Or they're like a major newspaper.
Right.
Or it's like the Journal or the New York Times or shit like that.
Right. So yeah, we are unique in that way.
And also I think that you will scratch your itch way more by having other things that like you having the yak makes PMT probably easier.
Correct.
For you. I don't want to speak
macrodosing,
for you. Macrodosing makes PMT easier for you guys. And I think that there was like an old quote from who played Dwight Schrute? What's that guy's name?
Oh, fuck.
We're not.
This is good trivia. Wait, hold on. We can't look it up. We can't. Oh, Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson.
There we go.
There's a great Rainn Wilson quote for like he was talking about when he was in the middle of The Office. He was just pulling his hair out, being like, why am I not getting big movie roles? Like, why is my career not in this bigger and better place, as opposed to really enjoying where he was at that time? And actually, I don't know how that relates to what we're talking about, but it's a good quote.
I mean, Jerry Garcia band, that, you know, when the Grateful Dead weren't touring, Jerry Garcia band happened. You know what I mean? Like, you got to scratch that itch. And so,
exactly.
I do think, like, oh, yeah, like, would it be an easier life if I just did PMT? I'd work, you know, probably 20 hours a week. You know what I mean? Like, doing it, like, but it would also not be as fulfilling.
But the brain creates problems, too. Like, if you're working 20 hours a week, then you probably, like, the problem would pop out somewhere else. And as opposed to the problem being your problem solving within your job, your problem would, like, wind up being, like, well, that's why people get into, like, fucking like lawn care and shit like that. Like grown men are just like gardening. Yeah, golf. There's
How crazy
so
much
that
golf
you never
in this
got
company.
so deep into golf.
I do actually want to be good at golf at some point in my life. I just do not have the time right now, but I regret like not learning how to play golf. I didn't grow up playing golf, and I regret not learning how to play golf like in my 20s, because it would be nice.
You also wouldn't be as successful though.
But we've just become a golf company. Like, I wish I had seen that coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it would be amazing.
Like, it would have been nice to be like, oh yeah, in the future of Barstool is golf. Like, maybe learn how to swing.
And you could just suck at it too.
Yeah, I do suck at it.
Yeah, so you might be tailor made for it.
But imagine if you were like a scratch golfer.
Or
the opportunities would be endless right now for you.
It'd be so fun. Or we could just talk about it or just play it, or just like your personality into the golf world. Before I release you, I did a little bit ago. I did 5 people that I almost got hired at Barstool.
Oh, yeah.
That never wound up happening.
Yeah.
And I know that there's people that you and Dave and Kevin and a bunch of other people have probably gotten close. So you don't have to do a top 5 in order, but I'd love to hear some kind of like story or idea, or even if the talks didn't get super far along, that you were like, oh, this person could be good at Barstool. This
is good. So a lot of the ones, they did end up getting hired.
You just anytime.
And some poorly. Like, I was very much involved in like Michael Rappaport getting hired. I was also very much involved in Pat McAfee getting hired. So it's like some good, some bad.
Yeah. Your shot percentage is high. I mean, Cumtown was the one that I brought up.
Yeah. Yeah, we had the boys in the office, and I think that was one of those situations where I don't think Dave had ever listened to Cumtown. I was like, I don't know. Like, I think these guys are the most talented guys. I don't know if they can do a daily show on radio. Like, that was like peak Cumtown days when they've said it themselves. Like, it was a struggle to just get like a 2-hour episode out.
Oh, when you said they've said it themselves, I thought you meant the N-word.
Oh no, they have. Yeah, they've said it all. But no, it was more. It wasn't like the content. It was more like Stavi. I remember having the conversation. He's like, dude, we can barely get 1 episode out a week.
But they don't realize that. I mean, when we're just yakking on the radio every day, when you yak every day, like, it does the barrier of what good is, the bar of what good is, gets a little bit to a different level. People in the chat are saying Barstool, or I'm sorry, Jesus and Miro. I think that was more KFC.
That was Kevin. I mean, I've had conversations with Russillo before.
But that's just not.
Yeah, I mean, that's just been conversations where it's like, it would be awesome.
Bob Does Sports, they're saying, was that ever?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that he was writing with Francis at like Total Frat Movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like, they were just like writing together.
I didn't know that.
That he's known him for quite some time.
I got to think about my list more, because there's definitely some names that are just not popping in my head. That was like, I'm just trying to think, like.
In the chat here saying Cumtown cannot be compared to the Yak. Cumtown is really elite. First off, that's a shot at the Yak. But second of all, I also acknowledge that Cumtown is like the best like riff podcast of all time.
That hurts my feelings 0%.
Yeah,
like those 3 guys at their peak, I don't know anyone could touch them.
Yeah,
it's not like, hey, you know, You weren't Michael Jordan. It's like, okay, that's
fine. I'm 100% fine with that.
I'm Bradley Beal. He made a lot of money.
And we weren't saying that we're
no, definitely not.
Yeah, I guess Deutsch.
Deutsch and I have an ongoing conversation, so I guess that's still to be continued.
What about like big athletes or anything like that? I know that it's tough with big athletes because there's a level of where they've been successful that it's hard. Like even you look at like we had Prime in here and like it's hard.
I did a podcast with A-Rod.
Yeah, you did a podcast with A-Rod.
I think we've definitely I've definitely had like there's a difference between like actually, because I don't want it to make it seem like these people were going to work at Barstool, but like I've had conversations with like Blake Griffin where it's like, hey, this would be cool.
Yeah.
But it never went like to that level. Like Blake Bortles, the same thing. So like, I mean, like Jay Cutler, conversations like that have happened, but they've never like progressed to a point where it's like
totally
contract in front of you. But there's definitely, I mean, just anyone that we've had in our ecosystem, I think I would be doing a disservice if I never had that conversation with them being like, hey, would you ever think about this?
You know who I tried during like COVID, kind of not super hard, but I tried to like make it happen and see if there would be a radio slot for him. Do you remember that guy Mark Rebillet? He was like Loop Daddy, and he would just be in his underwear.
Oh yeah, he does it like in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
he's good.
I was trying to make something happen with that.
He's really good.
It never all came together. It would have been a fun radio show because he makes all of his own shit, and we had all the rights at the same time.
Did you go to a concert of his, like a pop up?
He popped up outside of my building.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just like popped up. We were just walking
awesome.
by. It was that was easy.
That's sick.
It was really easy.
How's Dumbo doing? Is there any
we fucking
any
miss
boats
you out there.
Any boats hitting?
It's we've had, because we can't really travel because the babies, so we've had people come in and visit us, and it's the best conversation starter.
Oh yeah.
I mean, RIP to the people that died.
I went like it's it's basically the lamest thing to do. Like, when a celebrity dies and someone will immediately be like, well, I met them once. But when the boat hit the bridge, I was just like walking around being like, I used to live here.
It is exciting.
See where this boat fucking fell apart and someone died?
Every time we took people for a walk, I'm like, that's the exact spot where it was, and that's where they were, and that people took it from this vantage.
What are you supposed to do with that when someone says that to you? Like when like if I come up to them like, hey, you see that boat that someone died? Like I lived there. Like, what are you, like, cool?
Yeah, there's no place at the
such an egotistical thing to say.
But it is like, it's like, oh, I know him.
Yeah.
It's the Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Yeah, I do miss seeing some of the people watching in Dumbo because there was always like some celebrities sitting around.
Yeah. You texted me the one day Matt Damon was outside Chaconi. So
yeah.
I sprinted over there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, what? And then what are you going to do?
Yeah, like, oh, there he is.
It's like, hey, dude, I work at Barstool.
Yeah.
He'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, get security.
Yeah, like,
get this guy the fuck away from me.
I actually told him that story. It was kind of like a sass story about what time the NBA and NHL finals are on. Matt Damon came on PMT, and I was like, yeah, my wife saw you eating lunch once in Dumbo. And he was like, and I was like, no, that's the story.
That's it. It was personally exciting for me.
She then told me, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. That's the story.
That's all. It doesn't go anywhere from there. Damn, I didn't realize he was on PMT. That's fucking sick.
Yeah,
is he the man?
He was cool. It was Zoom, so you can never really judge someone on Zoom.
He was when I was writing for that show in LA, we were like doing a segment on the James Corden show, and he was the guest that night. And he walked down the hallway, and all the like writers and everybody like fell hush as he walked by. And he's one of my favorite actors of all time. But I thought they were giving him too much respect by falling hush as he walked by, so I talked extra loud and acted like I had no idea.
And so Matt Damon definitely took away from that experience. Like, why was that guy talking?
Who was that loud Philly asshole?
Yeah,
that was just gabbing.
I like all the people who are quiet in reverence for me.
They respected the ground that I walked on, but that one dude was just running his fucking mouth.
There is that need. It's a terrible like instinct to be like, because it happens to us when fans come up to us where it's like, I'm gonna be different. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be memorable for this celebrity. Yeah. I do that, and I'm just like, what the fuck did I just do?
Yeah, it backfires badly.
Yeah, like what? Why would I think that would be interesting?
Do you find your current neighborhood more or less walkable?
It's less walk. I mean, New York's the most walkable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I missed that, but it is nice.
What about like getting a coffee or something like that? Though?
Coffee? I can get easily.
That's awesome. I feel like that's what I mean by walkable.
Yeah,
Can
but
I walk to get coffee.
Can I tell you what I do miss? I do miss about New York because I don't miss a lot about New York. Just because there's like a weight that like lays on your shoulders when you live in New York, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. It's just like you don't realize it until you leave.
Yeah.
It's the grind of New York. Like the whole, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. I actually think that's true because it is like a hard city to live in.
For sure.
I do miss though being like, oh, I'm out of toilet paper and frosted mini wheats. Let me just go to the bodega 5 feet away.
There's going to be someplace right there.
Yeah, let me go move let me go move a cat off of the food I'm about to buy.
Yeah, I need pet food and diapers and like
and some hand soap.
Yeah, and like a white chocolate bar or something like that.
Don't worry, they have it all.
Yeah, they have in the smallest store possible.
And some tinfoil, some salami. And a not fresh head of lettuce, but a head of lettuce.
Did you hear Sass's take that he doesn't like the food in New York?
Yeah, I don't even know what that meant.
He's like, I want to just have a regular like poverty meal basically, and he's like, I don't want to have pag saneer every night or just like chicken tikka masala.
But you don't have to.
That's what I said. But I think that
there's so many places. There's so many like dollar slices or get a sub somewhere. Like what it.
Or just have like a factor meal or
Michelin star restaurant?
I don't understand that he feels like he has to have like a super heavy meal every time that he sits down.
I went to a Michelin star restaurant a couple weeks ago. You love those places.
I do. That's one of my I wouldn't say few joys. One of my greatest joys in life is the experience.
I hate them.
Why?
Because I am not smart enough to know. The way I would put it is Five Guys and above. Anything Five Guys and above is all the same.
I like that take.
Like if you get me below Five Guys, I'd be like, ooh, this food's not great.
You have imposter syndrome.
If you give me Five Guys and then you give me a Michelin star, I'd be like, I can't tell the difference. Like I went to a Michelin star restaurant. All I wanted at the end, they brought out all these weird desserts. I was like, do you have like a Twix bar or something? Like
what kind of food was it?
It was, I don't even know. It was everything. There
was it like white
pasta,
tablecloths and stuff like that?
It was called Oriole.
Oriole.
And it's like a Michelin star, and it was like really fancy, and like you watch the chefs make it.
See,
I almost
like heaven to me.
I went, so it was me and my wife, and then my like best friend from college who lives in Chicago and his wife, and I had a Le Bernardin moment where I broke the bread record. I was going to try to one bite every single thing they gave us, and I locked eyes with the head chef as they handed me something that was clearly 2 bites, and I was like shoving it in my mouth.
It was disgusting.
I had to stop. He's like, this fucking guy, what is he doing?
Just look down on
I was like, oh.
Just trying to fully put an eclair into your mouth or something
It's like a place that you're supposed to take little bites and be like, oh my God, all the taste.
That's so
I can't
funny.
tell any of the taste.
Yeah, but like it's just supposed to taste good. Like I don't think you can overthink it. Like you don't have to be like, oh, this has notes of this or that. It's like, did it taste good when you put it in your mouth? You don't have, you're like, you're not smart enough. It's not smart. It's like, I think it's like rich. It's like you go into a fancy, expensive place, you drop the money. If you like it, you like it. And if you don't, like, fuck you guys. I didn't like that meal.
Yeah, it just didn't. It tasted fine. That's the thing. I really don't think. I honestly, if they had brought out like 3 single McDonald's fries, and they were like, "This is one of our chef's #1 like recipes." A deconstructed French fry, I would have been like, "Oh my God!"
There is a pretentiousness that is annoying a little bit when you go certain places, and it's just like this emulsified reduction.
Yeah, right.
All right, what the fuck?
And it's like,
this?
It's all plated, all weird. I also don't like the feeling because it was one of those no menus where you just show up and you start eating. This will never happen, but if they ever want to attract guys like me to go to these restaurants, I need like a jumbotron with like where we're at in the meal, like we're in the second quarter.
Yeah,
because I was like
ticker or something.
Yeah, I was like 6 bites or whatever in. I was like, how many more do I have?
Because you'll blow your load early.
Right.
You have to save space.
Right. They didn't have bread, which was a saver because I would have just gone crazy on the bread.
That is really nice.
Yeah.
How'd you find out about Oriole? How'd you find out about the place?
I don't know. I was just told to go there.
Amazing.
I'm saying I was told to go there, and that like the wives were like, "Oh, this place is nice. Like, show up here."
That sounds
like all right. And then I got in there. I was like, I'm in way over my head. way over my head.
You got to make it fun though. Like places, like restaurants should be a good time. Like places that take it too seriously suck ass. That being said, I'm not going to take too much of your time today because I am going to lean on you later on to do a Great British Steak Off. You
Yes.
and PFT are doing that. And
Are you going to yak with us today?
Of course I'm yak.
Okay, love it.
The fuck?
What do I have to be? I'm just cooking a steak.
You're just cooking a steak. Best you can.
This is gonna actually be. This could be contentious because PFT and I, like, maybe the only fight we've ever gotten in is that I like medium rare plus, and he insists it's not a real thing.
That it's an unachievable thing, or
No,
that people don't like it.
That it's like a douchebag thing to say at a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, but I don't do it at Outback, but like every nice steakhouse, if you say medium rare plus, they know exactly what you're saying. I don't like my steak because I have a theory that at a really nice steakhouse they always err on the side of undercook, right? So if you say medium rare, you're getting closer to rare than you are to medium. So I like to be like, hey, I would like it a little bit on the other side. I'd like a little bit closer to medium than to rare.
And I also think that you're not going to send it back if it doesn't go the way you want. So it's kind of just a suggestion.
I've never sent anything back in my entire life.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to ask for this, and if they don't give it to me, I'll still eat the steak.
Right. So I'm going to try to cook a medium rare plus steak today. I do not think I'll be able to achieve it, and then he's going to have an opening on me.
Well, he'll have a black and white steak. We don't even know what he's
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm nervous about that. I'm not the best.
That's what's good about the show. No one has been the best. Even Francis, who cooks tons of steaks, wasn't able to achieve something that he would have liked to have put on paper.
It is smart. It's a genius idea because steak Twitter just like will endlessly rip you to shreds.
But it also is just anybody can be a critic. When you actually have to do it, it's way harder. And I think any of the people on steak Twitter, if they came in and did a steak off, maybe I'll do like Riggs versus and have people who like yap about being great steak folks come in, go head to head with somebody.
You know what you should do? You should add to this the steak off, and they also, like, after they cook the steak, they have to swing a golf club just to really like get both like the most toxic sides of the internet. I think steak Twitter and golf Twitter, like people judging golf swings, just get them both in there and just be like, go for it.
Yeah,
that really is like a thing where it's like if you post your golf swing, people will just rip it. If you post your steak, people are going to
flame it. There's no chance that people are going to like it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you go. Congrats on the ice cream machine. I saw Jacob in here.
Should I have some?
I haven't yet. He was eating ice cream at 7:55.
I feel like an old Jewish grandmother.
You got to have the ice cream.
Please
You're
have
gonna
some
love
ice cream.
I just don't know where it is. I just haven't seen it.
It's over there.
Okay, I got here and I went right on to a dozen last night.
Have some ice cream.
I have some ice cream.
You got to have some ice cream. It will personally hurt my feelings if you don't have a little ice cream.
I have to have some ice cream. I'll let you know how.
I have 4 or 5 cones a day. And I've started teasing my kids where I'm like, I go to work and I'm just like, all right, I'm going to work. Give me a hug and kiss. And then I'll just like whisper in there and be like, I'm going to have 5 ice creams today.
I'm having a time.
Wait, like, what?
The people are saying that we have to recreate the ice cream drop from COVID. We will do that at some point from the balcony.
On the yak today, we'll do it.
Ice cream drop on the yak.
Oh, but I don't know how we could do. We need to get hard ice cream.
We wasn't soft serve?
No, it was Ben and Jerry's.
Can we do it with soft?
We could try. Yeah, actually, we definitely.
How hard does it get?
It doesn't get very hard, but if we put it in a bowl and then you just drop it on me.
That's just bukkake with the ice cream.
Holding it out?
Yeah, that would be fun. Or why don't we pour it and then put it in one of the freezers and let it get a little bit of texture?
Yeah, we could do that. I do miss COVID a little bit. I know that's a bad
time of our life.
It was just life was so simple that it was just like, because for people who don't know, like Rone and I lived 2 blocks away from each other, and everyone stopped doing their serious show. And Rone and I were like, why are we going to stop doing this? Like, we have nothing to do. So I just go to his house every day. We'd do 2 hours of yak. The second hour would literally be us just watching Jerry Springer.
It was so nice. We tried to watch
the worst radio possible.
We tried, but it was. I think the people liked it at the time.
Yeah.
We tried to watch 600 Pound Life the one time, and we're like, oh, this feels mean. This feels mean. What are we going to say about this? Like, we can't laugh at this.
2 dudes watching daytime television on radio.
Trying to sync people up with, like, Hoosiers or whatever.
Right.
It was a blast.
Oh.
Tommy Walker came over the one day.
Yep. Chay came over all masked up.
Chay came over. You were wearing you had the weighted vest for a while.
I got into a phase where, because like every gym was shut down, and I was like, I think everyone had the same thought during COVID. They were like, oh, we're locked in. Let me fucking get jacked.
I'm gonna get in the best shape of my life.
So I got a 50-pound weighted vest, and I had like my mask on and like some like tactical sunglasses, and I just looked like an ATF agent walking around with a stroller.
You're saying we watched the program too?
Yeah, we did.
A League of Their Own.
Yep.
Shout out to the chat who's been with us his whole time.
Cuomo. We watched Cuomo's press conference.
Oh, his nipples.
Every day, his nipples being hard as fuck. Yeah, those were good times.
That was so fun, and I remember just being like, I'm not fucking drinking anymore. And
oh yeah, because I remember one day I showed up and you were like, I was
late for my.
I could tell like you had just finished puking in your apartment, and I was just like, "What is going on here, dude?"
I was late for the show in my own home. I was late for the show that was on my couch.
But that was also a great. Like I think about that, and I'm like, if you can do 2 hours of radio with zero sports, nothing happening in the world except for fucking pandemic, you can do anything. You know what I mean? You can riff at any. We basically did it on like expert mode where it's like we have nothing to talk about and we're going to do a 2 hour radio show, and I feel like it gave me the confidence of like I can do this anywhere, anytime, any place.
Totally. And a comedy show too, like not like you're just reporting what happened in the news, but we're just making jokes. We're pulling jokes out of our ass.
Yeah.
It was good times.
Good times.
We could use one more pandemic. Guy? Yeah, is that one of your interns?
I don't know who that is.
You guys have any stud interns? I watched the video. Seems like you had some good talent in there. Too early to tell though, maybe.
Yeah, I'm making them wear. I love how Big T walks.
Such a good lumber.
Yeah. I'm making them wear name tags. We basically just get the same 5 guys.
Yeah, they look.
They all look. Yeah, I like you got the fucking what's name? Who's the singer? The 80s singer?
Cher.
No, dude.
Oh, Lionel Richie.
Yeah, you got Lionel Richie.
Yeah, that's
like
a different
that
look.
was awesome to have that guy. Yeah, that guy pops.
Yes, he pops off screen. Just having a guy who could just stand out just by what he wears.
Yeah,
what he looks like.
Our interns look like we just went to like a frat in the SEC and just
we have a lot of
threw
that.
them into a van. You're coming with us.
We have a lot of that. Khakis and like a polo shirt type of thing.
Yeah, we went to Home Depot and got some day workers.
but random white
guys wear their socks too high.
Well, I look forward to it. I have I was gonna maybe have big. I didn't know if I was gonna have. I need to fill a steak off because Dave bailed on me for a steak off.
Oh, what a dick!
Dave doesn't want people to know that, or it was gonna be him against Rico. Austin gave me a 99.99% that he's in, and then that .001.
All right, so do you have Rico?
I have
I can
Rico,
find a second
but it's like, but it's matchup dependent. So I want good matchups. Rico Big T.
Oh, I got one for you. Rico Jack McCarthy.
That does sound amazing.
Do that.
That does.
I know it might not be the most watched. It will be the most watched by me,
and
I'll watch it many times.
And that's
because their dynamic is always great.
Yeah, that's going to be good. I have UPFT. I think I have Brandon Kirk at some point. I have Max Dana doing beers tonight.
They're doing warm ones? I want to do cold ones. I want to do cold ones, me and Max and you, and we'll just like see how many ice creams we can eat.
That sounds really nice too.
And just like basically you're asking like 2 fat guys with their tummies hurt questions.
Okay.
I just think that's never been done, has it?
That is different. There is a show called Cold Ones. There was Hot Ones, and then there's an Australian show called Cold Ones.
Was it ice cream?
It's not ice cream.
All right, so then fuck them.
Yeah,
and Australia, yeah, we can.
They don't have the same fucking laws as us.
China steals everything.
Exactly. IP is out the window.
Cold ones, yeah. Where we just like, can we eat like 7 ice creams each?
And if we throw up, it's fun.
Yeah, I can eat a lot of ice cream, but we did that Doug challenge, and I don't know if you watched that or saw any.
I caught clips of it. I didn't watch the entire thing.
I just became, at one point I think there was like, I had 6 different ice creams, like between milkshakes and like cones in my system. And I was just like, my nose was running from ice cream.
That's insane, because they're not only are you putting ice cream, but those fast food places are putting lard, seaweed, like shortening.
I could
like
feel
malt.
I could feel the ice cream like rising to like my brain, where it was like I'm full to the brim. actually to the brim.
That's fucked. But it's beautiful.
Okay.
You're the man, brother.
See you on Yak today.
Thank you so much.
Everyone watching RoneDotCom, subscribe.
What an absolute stud.
Subscribe.
Yeah, Dave won't do that. Yeah, subscribe. Please run it up for Big Cat. Subscribe for the fucking people. Lard is not bad for you. Ian, come on, bro. W for Big Cat. What a plus content creator just coming in and doing a fucking hour of just that was old school Yak. Fire the fuck off for Big Cat one time. For Big Cat. Just giving content, just being so fucking generous with his content. Lard is healthier than seed oils. Okay. That's like Twix are healthier than Reese's Cups. That doesn't, you know what I mean? But that was old school Yak. That was like radio show Yak riffing that we were doing. Just old school shit. You got to grab those. Lucas and I fully squashed our beef yesterday. That was important. I don't even want to get into this next one. No, someone that I mentioned by name gave me a hard time about mentioning them by name on RoneDotCom, and they said that I always pile on them. So I don't even want to say who that is because that will seem like I'm piling on further, but I don't think, you guys tell me if I'm right or wrong, I don't think this is a show where I pile on people. I think this is a show where I am equally complimentary and critical of people. I think sometimes I'm critical. I think sometimes I am overly complimentary of people at Barstool to the point of I feel bad because I'm making the show boring because it's such a glaze fest because I'm waxing poetic for an hour straight of how good people's emotional intelligence are and how good of writers people are. So I don't think that the nature of this show is one where I just talk shit on people, but people are saying that they want me to say their name so we can virtually give that, and I don't want to make it worse for them. But I just was like, I really had to self-examine, like, am I taking time on this show to shit on people? Am I trying to make people's lives worse for cheap clicks here at Barstool? I don't think that. They said, Rone, do be glazing. Who could this possibly be? That's what I'm saying. Like, they said Jay the Nightwing might be the new GOAT. Bro, I tried to get Jay the Nightwing on the nicest so hard. I think he was like one of the only people that I wasn't able to get on there. I don't know why anybody said that in there, but I hear people saying so much about Jay the Nightwing. Shout out Jay the Nightwing. I tried to get him on the nicest, was unable to. Ooh, should I drop another matchup? I said I have Calico against Jazz. Fire. I have T-Top against New Jersey Twerk. Fire. I'll drop one more. A-Ward against Geechee Gotti on the nicest in July. A-Ward versus Geechee Gotti on the nicest. Rone, have you ever had a 9-to-5? No, I have not. I applied for a job at JG Wentworth because my friend worked there. I believe I was overqualified. It said Rone can be vengeful, but not all the time. I mean, vengeful makes it seem like I was trying to take that's like revenge. Like, I'm not taking revenge on anybody. Like, maybe for content. Annika versus Dog Smokes. Like, that would be interesting, but Smokes isn't around here. Need cash now? Yeah. JG Wentworth. I went into JG Wentworth with my hair slicked straight back like a hockey player from 1995. I didn't have iron clothes, so I think I took a sweater and some khakis off the top of my laundry pile, completely wrinkled. Basically put my feet up on the desk of the recruiter. It's like, yeah, I got this thing in the bag. By the time it was done, my exact quote was, who do I need to send the muffin basket to make this thing official? And much to my dismay, I never heard back from from JG Wentworth. Rone Gecko. Yeah, I really was like a 1990s movie. Oh, Big Smokes is back. Congrats to Big Smokes. Should I have on? Let's get Nicky Smokes on one time, bro. I see how we can palate the boy. Hair's looking crispy, bro. The line's looking right. Congrats on your chip, bro.
Thank you, brother.
How are you, my friend?
Life's good.
You're chilling?
Back-to-back champ.
Hell yes, bro. Back-to-back champ. You're glowing.
I am.
Where are you coming back from? Where were you? Did you watch it up here?
Yeah, I watched it here.
Was Whitney here or what?
No, so Whitney was, I don't know where he lives, but he was wherever the fuck he was at. But me and him, we went to games 3 and 4, and then I flew back here Friday. And I'm kind of pissed because the whole city's on fire. Broward County's going crazy. They're all at Elbow Room. And I'm like, fuck.
I know. I heard Jake Marsh is down at Elbow Room.
Yeah, he told me he's gonna hold it down for me.
I heard that Jake Marsh has like about 8 lines of that good on a pair of New York or of some South Florida boobs that he's just going to town. That he's losing himself in the moment. That Jake Marsh has a kilo and he's doing the LeBron in the air and having the time of his life.
You think he's a Coke guy or a Tusi guy?
He could be a Tusi.
Because Mr. Positions might be a Tusi guy. That pink stuff will make you go crazy.
That is true, but that's neither here nor there. Did you see the video of the intern saying something negative about you?
Yeah, that shit's like, that means nothing to me. I think it's kind of just low hanging, cheesy fruit.
That's what I was saying earlier. That's cheesy.
And the next day he came up to me, and no disrespect, like I still don't know his name. I'm pretty sure he told it to me, but he came up, he's like, yo, I'm so sorry. He's like, I just didn't know what to say. They wanted me to say something bad about someone, and I just thought, like, you would be the person who would care the least. I'm like, yeah, I don't.
Oh, care the least or would be the easiest to get a shot on?
I think those kind of go hand in hand.
I think easiest to get a shot on is somebody who's, like, I think there's people at Barstool who are easy to get a shot on that will care a lot if you got the shot on them.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I guess I'm just so used to, like, hearing it from, like, Big Cat or Dave, and I feel like they probably hear that from Big Cat and Dave, so they're kind of just like, oh, I could just let that rip.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Oh, man, I would love to give it a your top 5 Dave clones at Barstool.
He gave me one yesterday in the gambling cave. He goes, do you know how much I don't respect you?
Wait, Dave said this?
Yeah. I mean, we were just busting balls in the cave. I was like, yeah, you put me on a month-to-month. Like, I have a pretty good idea of how much you don't respect me.
I know exactly how much you don't respect me.
He's like, well, no. He's like, he's like, I mean that as in, like, I told you could go full smokes mode, but I'm still worried you're going to break the law. And I was like, dude, I've never been arrested. You got nothing to worry about.
Well, that show is going to be sick, but, like, is Nikki Smokes going to get arrested?
No, but Nikki Smokes never been arrested, but that was a banger.
Yeah.
I'm not ruling it out. I mean,
you're not going to get arrested.
When I go out, I don't look for problems.
You're not. I know you're not worried about it.
No.
I think it's more. I think we're gonna. I mean, you don't have to say anything about this, but I've said this before. I think we'll just wind up seeing a love triangle. Honestly, is my guess.
What would the triangle be?
I don't know. I think you'd be in the middle of it though.
I mean, I think I'd be lying to myself if I said me and Annika weren't gonna relapse at least once.
I mean, the relapse has already happened, bro. Like, you're still on the sauce. There's no doubt in my mind that you're already relapsed. What about Danny Smokes and Jackie, though?
Danny Smokes.
He got riz, bro.
He's low-key a problem. I went out with him one time, and I saw a side of him that I've never seen in this office.
He has an understated riz.
Yeah, he's a low-key killer. Him and Jackie kind of look good together.
Yeah.
I could see that happen.
But are you worried about them cuffing before and then just getting there and it's like, okay, like...
No.
I would want that to happen like I want them to do the dance as opposed to going in launched.
Yeah, I think... Well, we're actually all going out tonight.
Who?
The Summer House.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're going to end up at Goodnight John Boy, so it'll be like a preview of what's to come.
Wait, everybody's going to be there?
For the most part, I believe Kadik will be there. I'll be there. Jackie Nichols will be there. Annika will be there. Tommy Smokes will be there.
Ella?
I think Ella will be there. I think everyone except Brianna because she's in Panama for her birthday.
And no Una?
Well, she's in New York, I think, right?
So no Una, no Brianna.
Correct.
But everybody else together?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be a nice little preview.
Do you think I was out of line for saying that Kadik needs to stir the pot?
I don't think you were out of line. I see where you were coming from. I do think we have enough instigators in that group for...
I just don't want there to be too little, you know?
I don't think you have to worry about that because, I mean, I know how I'll get. I know how Annika gets, especially like when we're boozing. Danny Conrad, like sneaky on the Brandon Walker funeral, was kind of like a mini you in a sense. Like, he's an instigator with his little one-liners that you don't think
didn't he post a picture of the hand holding?
Yeah, that was him too.
Yeah, he's not afraid.
Yeah, no, Danny will stir it up. And bro, girls, like, they act like they like each other, but I don't think they like each other.
Girls act like they like each other. Girls do act like they like each other, but that deep down they really fucking
It's
don't.
all sunshine and rainbows until the liquor gets involved. And then you got to think about this too, right? It'll naturally happen. Like living in the same house for 5 weeks with 10 people, like even if you just don't do the dishes or take the trash out, you know, like it's like little shit like that I think will build up and just lead to.
What if we get
episodes.
Well, Kadek said he's going to be doing all the dishes, taking all the trash out. That's how he said he's going to contribute to the house, is by having the mop out.
They say that, and then you have fucking 18 vodka sodas and you can't move on a Saturday morning.
I think that we're going to wind up seeing the relapse of you and Annika. I think we're going to wind up seeing Danny and Jackie, and I think that we're going to see Tommy Smokes and Ella.
That would be a scene. I think that'd be a perfect big three right there.
Yeah, that's a nice three. That's 3 couples, and then it's like.
But do you want them coupled or do you want them hooking up?
Yeah, I want it to be juicy. I don't want it to be coupled. Couple sucks.
Okay. So
But, I mean, I don't get what I want. But you guys are flying back and forth.
yeah, I'm not thrilled about that.
Where are you flying into?
I
Atlantic
think they're
City
gonna
or
fly
where?
us into Pittsburgh
Wait, what? Where's the fucking
or
house?
Philly. It's in Jersey.
Is it what town?
Mansqua.
Man-
Sounds like Saquon.
Saquon.
Mansquan.
That sounds right.
I think so. I've never been down there.
Do you think that people are give you an unfair amount of hate?
Truthfully, yes. I feel like when I genuinely like meet people and talk to them, like they have like a sense of who I am, whereas online it's kind of just I feel like I was painted as the heel like since I came in here. And don't get me wrong, like I kind of enjoy it, but I do think I get a lot of unwarranted hate just based off of like what some of the major people at this company say when the cameras are on versus when they're off.
True. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we've always been a fan over here.
Yeah, you've had my back, so I appreciate that. And like, don't get me wrong, they have my back when shit gets real, but it would be nice instead of Nikki Smokes piece of shit douchebag, be like, you know what? He actually did a good job today. Or,
And maybe there's elements of piece of shit douchebag in there.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that that's all you are. You're not one note.
yes, and I agree with that. Like, don't get me wrong, definitely a South Florida douchebag. That's who I am, but it's not like I'm a piece of shit scumbag douchebag that's malicious or like cold-hearted and doesn't give a fuck about the people that he works with. And I don't know, there's a lot of good qualities and traits inside of Nikki Smokes.
So you're self-aware when it comes to the content, especially around the hooking up stuff. Do you think that Annika is self-aware with the content come around like the hooking up with each other stuff?
Yeah, she's probably more self-aware than me. I'm kind of more of an emotions guy.
Yeah.
Like, I wear my emotions on my sleeve.
But it's like, will she go out and like bang another dude while you're down the shore?
I don't think so.
Exactly.
And like, see, like that's where I'm conflicted because like I obviously deeply care about her. She deeply cares about me, and like we're not together. So like she could go out, do her own thing. I don't give a fuck. I do go out, do my own thing. She doesn't give a fuck. But it's more so if we're both doing our own thing in the same room and seeing it happen, that's where things will get heated for sure.
Well, I'm gonna be watching, and I'm gonna do the official after show on RoneDotCom. Love to have you guys doing some content. Maybe some content with you guys together. King Krabby.
You're gonna do your own breakdown recap.
Yeah, I'd like to.
That's kind of fire.
Well, I mean, someone needs to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I said we should just do like a podcast show on.
Oh
Monday
yeah, you should do that then.
and just do that.
100%.
Right? Have everyone in the same room, bus us over to the New York office. I mean, I don't know how long that would take to get from Jersey to New York, but
Well, then let me moderate or something.
yeah, no, that'd be sick.
That'd be fun.
And you could kind of like, you'll watch all the clips, and you're organized. You're more talented than I am to host
Don't
that
say
thing.
that, bro.
I love you, but it's all respect. But I think you'd be and also you wouldn't be as biased, and you wouldn't be afraid to ask the questions that I might be hesitated to ask or bring up. Where you
Can't
would
be any
just like,
fear when it comes to reality TV, bro.
no, not in the show. I'm talking about like the recap.
Recap.
Like
Okay,
you'll just.
Well, the hack with that is like you just pretend someone else said it. So you'll be like, John from Denver is asking, did you actually go down on 5 girls in one night? And then you'll have to tell the truth about
That's
that.
what Big Cat did that with with Biz. He was like, Timmy was asking if McDavid's the best player, why does he have 1 goal in the Stanley Cup?
It's the best way.
Yeah.
It's the sneakiest way to do it. Well, dude, congrats on your ship.
Appreciate
Looking
you, my
forward to
brother.
this summer.
It's always good to have you
hey,
in the office.
month to month is a privilege. You know what I mean?
Hey, every day here is a blessing.
That's right. Exactly. Love it. Shout out to N Smokes. Let's hit some of these. So let's hit that Danny video while we're on it. Let's hit this Danny Smokes. This was fucking killing me. Danny's a great content creator. Who else was saying that they want to go down for just like a limited amount of time? I feel like someone was like, I want to go down and stir the pot. I know that in the Slot Girls, I want to go down and stir the pot. I also want to hit some fucking ads for these people. Be the least I could do to hit some ads real quick. One time. Brandon, are you still doing the show? Come on, bro. Be real. Can we talk about Game Time? Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Baseball season is officially here. Ooh, would I love to go to a Cubs game while I'm in town. Wouldn't it be nice to be in the fucking bleachers? And it's this simple. All you have to do is you open up Game Time, click on a city, and then Cubs right there at the top, $39. Brewers at Cubs, Wrigley Field tonight on Game Time. The prices actually go down the closer that you get to the actual game, and you could sort it all different ways. You could sort it by best seats, you could sort it by price, you can go to Game Time Picks, the GT Picks tab right at the top of the screen, where they will go through and pick out the ones that are best suited for you. So if you look at GT Picks, if you look at Game Time, you will find some of the best deals. I mean, $39 to get into a Cubs game is absolutely sublime. Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code RoneDotCom for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code RoneDotCom for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Oh, it's game time. And you know what? Why don't we talk about Barstool Golf Time while we're at it before we get to these videos? Download the Barstool Golf Time app today. Download the Barstool Golf Time app today. So much fun. If you wanna find a tee time for yourself, this is the app for you, okay? It's very straightforward. It's golf season. You're looking for an easier way to get out onto the course. They have you covered because the Barstool Golf Time app makes it easier for golfers to find the best tee times at the best prices. So you stop searching all over Google for your next tee time or going through the hassle of calling a bunch of courses. You can search multiple courses in your area on one app and get your tee time set within seconds. I'm going to probably be playing Royal Melbourne while I'm out here. Love that club. Used to go up Royal Melbourne when I was a kid, go to the swimming pool, swim around a little bit. I'm losing the Chicago accent. I need to be around some salt of the earth people, and I'll find that on the Barstool Golf Time app. The more rounds you play, the more entries you get. All you have to do is to get at least one round in, and you are going to be eligible to win a golf trip of a lifetime. That's right. You and up to 7 friends could be staying at Riggs Cottage on Pinehurst number 2. So come golf with us. Download the Barstool Golf Time app today. You're really going to like that. You're really going to like that. What the fuck? R.I.P. Joe Rogan. What the fuck? This chat's going crazy. Oh my God. Let's watch this Danny video.
All the things I say aren't false, but it's just Danny Conrad wouldn't normally say them.
Yeah, true.
Danny Conrad's normally not getting poked to fight and fuck.
Let's have a meet Mama Griff.
Meeting Ella's mom, I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious.
Is she gonna meet Danny Conrad? Is she gonna meet Danny Smokes?
Have her meet Danny Smokes.
Really?
Yeah.
Most moms prefer Danny Conrad, I promise.
No, Mom like
Your boner garage is
bad
mom?
boy.
Okay. All right, mama. Careful what you wish for, mama.
We're taking a chick to fucking Paris.
No. Smokes works alone.
We're taking Nikki Smokes to Paris.
Danny Smokes is
Me, you, and
a
Nick.
solo agent, dude. He runs the ISO every night, Danny Smokes. No devil threesomes.
Danny Smokes don't share.
All men are
saying
trash.
The picture
Besides
that we
me.
looked.
Wait, she's the 34 double D?
34 triple D.
Who even
Are you
cares
cares? Who cares how about? Ooh, it's not about the size. That's crazy.
No, I just don't get it because everyone has them.
Yes, exactly.
No, but
Danny.
Danny Smokes.
let us know if Nikki
I
answers
like
the
Danny
text.
Smoke.
Oh, yeah.
I love taking the call.
You're not gonna. Just kidding. W Danny. Thank you, Danny. The Gooners love you. We love you. Thank you for joining the show tonight.
One of the most likable guys that you will ever see walking the earth. God damn. W. Danny Smokes. Big dubs for Danny Smokes. The ladies love him. He's on his Cool J. Like, that's such a value add. And he's, like, turning it up. It shows that he has, I mean, when he's on the Yak, and I think it's unfair of Yak fans to do this, but they kind of, like, try to pick on somebody. And so he has really stuck to playing his position because I think that he sees some of the other people that get a hard time. So he'll put himself on a word count. Danny does not need to be on that word count. Danny Smokes is different, bro. He has a lot. He has a lot to him. If he can just, spread his wings a little bit, that man is a dangerous addition. Massive W. He's like Tony Kukoc. Yeah, but Tony Kukoc, if you need him to score 20 points, 30 points, he could do that. Cancer's afraid of Danny Smokes. Big time. Luke, Cool Hand Luke. Leukemia style. Yeah, he's going to be great. Let's watch some more videos. Any ones that you like, Tyler? Anything that you think we should jump to? He is a great addition. I fucking totally agree. This is great. This is just our weekly dose of singing. That's male friendship goals right there. That's male friendship goals. To be able to hug your man like that, to be able to hug your bro like that, to be able to have hands on belly like that, to be able to hit the like that, and to be able to harmonize like that. That's the 4 horsemen of male friendship goals. God damn, do dudes rock. God damn, dude. Is it nice to be under a neon moon. Harmonizing to a T. Which one of the... Bro... We need to matchmake in the chat just so everybody can get on the same page. Can we watch a little bit about... Can we watch the Zach Smith one and then watch a little bit of the Ibiza bro, and then we'll get out of here. I want to celebrate some of the British.
Zach Smith! Oh my God, how do you know my name?
It's called Zach Smith.
Is it Yeah, I said, is that Sniff? Not. Oh, I thought you said, is that Zach Smith?
How do you know my name? Watch it one more time, bro. That's a automatic multiple watch. Is that Smith?
Zach Smith! Oh my God, how do you know my name?
It's called Zach Smith.
Is it Yeah, I said, is that Sniff? Not. Oh, I thought you said, is that Zach Smith?
Fucking Zach Smith, bro. Oh God, dude, I fucking love Zach Smith. All right, let's hit some of this Ibiza guy. I just can't get enough of this guy. This guy has 7,000.
Thursday mornings in Ibiza. Sun's out. Got an oat milk cappuccino. What a view, mate. Absolutely beautiful. Get yourself down here, lads. Can't beat it.
Thursday morning in Ibiza. I can't get enough of this dude. He was all over my page. Watch. Play this one.
Right, tonight is the night. Universe opening party. What are we saying about the outfit?
Come on.
Come on, let's
get it. Thursday night in Ibiza. My bro is going to the club with a fucking trapper keeper. How's he dancing at the club with a fucking that big of a Louis envelope? Thursday night. Right. He starts almost every video like that. Let's see if we get another one.
The thing I love most about Ibiza is no matter how old you are, you can still enjoy yourself. Chilling by the pool with my son, watching him do some flips. Let's get it, Ibiza.
Let's get it, Ibiza. Oh my fucking God. This guy kills me. Ibiza. The best thing about Ibiza is... Is that actually his son? I think there's one more video where we get to shed some light on if that's actually his son. You know how it's like when you bring your son to Ibiza. Right?
Another day, another dollar. Tuesday morning in Ibiza. What a turnout. Last night was Sunny Federa at Pasha. The venue is absolutely unreal. The music, 10 out of 10. And I've never seen so many birds in one venue. Charlie was like a kid at Christmas. I've never seen the boy so excited since he was about 10 years old at Christmas morning, waking me up at 5 bells in the morning. If you're a parent, you'll get what I mean. Listen, have a good day, my people. Back and buys on the card. Let's get it. Come on.
Come on, my man from Ibiza. He's everything I want a British person to be. He's just the apex predator of what Americans think about a British guy who's like, hey, my son Charlie's in Ibiza. With his perfect teeth, good ass hair, fucking muscles popping, fucking everything about it. Isn't he Aussie? God no. He's not from Australia. He's from Surrey. Oh my God, bro. So goddamn good. Such a great fellow to have. All right. Is he Aussie or Brit? No, he's British, bro. He's from Ibiza. No one talks like that. If you're like Australia would be like, they'd be like this. Ibiza. He's like from a very specific, I think that Kenjack called that guy Turkey Maxed. Tanner said he went to Turkey and got the everything. Yeah, he got the numbers 1 through 8 in Turkey. We're down in Ibiza. So fucking good. Well, one time shout out for yourselves. We don't have one blood, do we, Tyler? Is that too greedy to ask? If we don't, that's fine. But yeah, we're about to go live on the Pat Bev channel. So if you're watching this, jump over to that. Jump over to one of the other programs we have. We have so much fun shit going on. Shout out to everybody in the Yak office in Chicago. One of the best things in Chicago. It's just like Ibiza. Need one blood. Some things never change. Straight off the rip, we'll leave.
No way, my brother.
One blood.
Long time no see, Rastafari.
Me don't know with him on down him on my hype for me. Every time me look for you, I can't cry, baby. Moonshine, darling, take off the blood. Let me go to bed. One blood, one heart, one destination. Me don't know what me do.
Hey, bro, one blood. From here to Ibiza, we love you on RoneDotCom. Thank you all so much for rocking with us today. Shout out to T-Bob. Shout out Nikki Smokes. Shout out to Big Cat. Love you all so much. We got a lot coming this week. Big ups to everybody in the booth. Watch the dozen today. We have a bunch of steak-offs coming up, warm ones coming up. We're filming a lot out here. Shout out you guys. We'll see you later on.